Boom. Okay, we are back in the building. It is another great week. And today is actually the first day of spring. Now, I don't know if winter is trying to beat spring up. I'm not sure what's going on out here. But when I woke up this morning, it said it was going to be like 29 degrees at 6 something in the morning. And I was like, you know what? Because I am a full time business owner, I can make decisions. And should I go to my studio today? And the decision that I made, me and myself and I said, absolutely not. You can do everything that you need to do from the house today. So we are from our home office today because me and the weathers, I was not playing with the weathers today. I just was not. And so if you're going to be listening to this, then it doesn't matter because you're not going to see anything. But if you are watching us, then I have a great guest that's going to be on. You're going to get to see her cute face today. And so this woman right here, let me tell you something. She will put you on to some things. All right. She is into so many different things that I really didn't necessarily know until probably like the end of last year, the beginning of this year. And let me tell you something that's important about that. I already knew La-Tasha Best-Gaddy. I already knew about Infinity Bridges. We've worked together before, definitely through the pandemic time, right? But when she sent the bio over, I was like, okay, she is the person, let me tell you, that moves in silence. Moves in silence, y'all. So listen, let me bring her on right now because she is not a game. And when I say moves in silence, so many moves, and she gets to the bag and she puts other people on, and you might not even know about it. Okay. So La-Tasha Best-Gaddy, how are you today, beautiful?
I am doing wonderful. How are you today? And
I
so
am.
happy to be with you and your audience.
Yes, I'm so happy to have you on. So I want you just give them a brief little description of who you are and what you do.
Well, since you just did all the hyping, so first and foremost, I am the chief strategist and owner of Infinity Bridges Incorporated. I am a proud alum of North Carolina Central University,
Come on,
and
Eagles.
I am a proud mom of two entrepreneurs. I used to say my teenagers, but I have one that is no longer a teenager. So I am a proud mom of other entrepreneurs, and I like to say that I'm raising that next generation of entrepreneurs. And I also have been doing this work for over 25 years. So don't look at my age, right? Yeah, don't do that.
Listen, but let
But
me tell you
I'm
the age. I be telling people, I tell people about the age all the time. We are seasoned, okay? So if you're still living, you're still doing your thing. I mean, it's nothing to be ashamed of, right? So our
yeah,
age is what makes us so magnificent because we learn some things throughout the years, right? So don't do that,
definitely.
right? You know some stuff that other people do not know for sure.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. And I'm also a daughter of a one and amazing mom. So just know that I am safe, but I am making sure that my mom gets to her doctor's appointments today. So I am in route. So just know that, but I am safe. So happy to be with y'all today. So that is me and a little bit about me. But as Chisa said, I am so passionate about working with entrepreneurs. I mean, y'all don't know how much stuff I give away. I give away so much information and knowledge and resources because I want all entrepreneurs to have access to the right information because there's so much fake news. That's all
Yes.
I'll say about that. There's so
There
much
is
fake news.
there's a lot of nonsense out there. And one thing I can say about you is that I always learn something new. And I love the energy that you give. A lot of people say I got a lot of energy, which I do, but um, it's a different energy because Latasha's energy is like, it's like you need to pay attention to what she's saying because she's going to give you that thing that you've been missing, right? And so when she's doing that, she has a calming energy. Like, how are you excited and calm at the same time? I don't even know how she does that. Like, it's excited and calm. And then she makes you feel like, you know what? I'm just gonna stop in my tracks and I'm gonna pay attention and I'm gonna listen. Now, one of the things I want to discuss about today, because we've talked about relationships in the past. And so I
Oh,
want people
yes.
to just know from the beginning what is lacking in some of the business relationships that people need to probably bring to the table so that they can be successful. So you have the information, but sometimes people don't want to
Hmm.
ask for it. Or sometimes people know you have the information and they still want to go around the bend and back again. So when we're talking about building relationships so that we can always gain access to the information, what do business owners really need to know about that?
First and foremost, don't suffer in silence, right? So many business owners really just keep it to themselves and like, oh, I don't want to tell nobody I'm dealing with this problem. I don't want to share that experience. They're going to judge me. So first and foremost, let's not suffer in silence and you don't know who knows something that can help you. Okay.
Yes.
So it's all about who you know that knows somebody that can get you to the answer that you need. And I'm going to tell you, the moment you open up and share, like, man, this is what I'm dealing with, that's the moment that your problem, your issue, whatever, even if you need more customers, whatever that is going to be solved and resolved. So, first and foremost, I would tell you is don't suffer in silence. The second thing is, don't be afraid to contact the people that you need. So, for example, if you're having tax issues, call
Mhm.
the IRS, call Department of Revenue. They are not bad people. They are
No.
not there out to get you.
Mhm.
Okay. They're not out to try to harm you for your business. Or even a banker, if you have something going on with the bank, don't hesitate to call the person. Again, they're going to try to work with you more than they're going to try to figure out how to destroy your business. So
Mhm.
don't just like, oh, I'm going to just avoid them. Don't live in that world of avoidance,
Mhm.
because if you call them, they may say, oh, you know what? I have a program for businesses like you. And guess what? We can help refinance, or we can give you interest only, or we can take off this fees for you, whatever that is. So when you're talking about relationships, you've got to also just have a level of trust with your business and with what you're doing. So it's so important to make sure that you're able to do that for yourself. And again, one of the things that I tell my teenagers is advocate for your business, and do it in a way where you people want to help. I mean, it's
Yeah.
so important to be able to do that. So that's what I would say about relationships. And again, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. So
Yes.
you've got to show a level of trust ability.
Yes.
You got to
Yes.
show who your character is, and you got to show up.
Yeah,
You got to
I
be able to do that.
110% agree with that. Now, one thing, and I didn't send you this question, but I feel like I need to ask this because we've been experiencing a lot of change going on, right? And today's the first day of spring. So, one thing that you do really well is you will build a team and you will say, I am not good at this. Let me put the team together that can bring this together, right? And so you are currently working on a project right now, with the arts community, and you have other projects that you're working on. But what is your, if you have like a little secret sauce, a little sprinkle that you put on it, right, to get people together, to coalesce those people to finish a project, because you know what you're good at, right? But you
Hmm.
want to pull in those other pieces. How can somebody else build a team the way you build a team?
Great question. And so, first and foremost, I do build those authentic relationships, right? And I do tell people, even though it looks like we do same or similar things in the industry, I'm here to be your partner in that and not your competition. And the second thing I always tell them is, when I eat, you eat. Because I feel like at the end of the day, we all are trying to put food on the table. We're trying to make sure our bills are paid. We got a nice place to live. And again, I tell people, I like to eat well. Like, I'm a big girl. I know I'm a big girl. And guess what? Burger King and McDonald's don't do it for me. So,
Never,
right.
never. Tell them. Have your blood
So,
pressure up?
right. So so when I say, when I eat, you eat, that means that we need to be all in this together. And so when we talk about doing projects, I mean, I get my hands dirty just like they get their hands dirty. I'm working on it. So it's not a, oh, I'm here and you're there kind of level. And so I think that is very important when you're trying to build a team. The other thing is, like I said, being able to know what your strengths are. I know where I'm good at, and I know where my weaknesses are, and I know where I need to improve. And I'm very honest with myself. I mean, I have meetings where I have to look and say, okay, you got to do better. But
Mhm.
how can you do better? Who do you need to help on that team? And when you do that, it's like a puzzle. And when that puzzle fits together, I'm telling you, it is a beautiful creation. So I want, when you're thinking about how to build a team, I want you to think about what are the pieces of a puzzle that you need so that when that puzzle is complete, it's a beautiful creation. And so that's what my little tip and my little sauce that I would say about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, I always look at, I don't do that. So, like that's the simplest. I don't do that. So when I tell people when I'm teaching classes, oh, well, I can give you some general information about accounting,
Mhm,
but I have an
mhm,
accountant that does accounting stuff, right? If that's not my area of expertise, allow me the latitude to be smart enough to say, I don't do that. Let me find
mhm.
somebody else that does. And that's just how I look at it. So for you, tell them about some of the things that you do money wise, like as far as working with the CDFIs, because people really want to know like how to get to the bag. And a lot of times they're
Yes.
not ready. And your classes, your sessions, your consultations can prepare them for
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, so I think it's really important for people to first understand what do they need money for, right? Because a lot of times, I mean, all of us would say that we need money, but what is, and it's called really uses of funds. How are you going to really use those funds?
Mhm.
And then depending on how much you need, so that's the second. So one, what is it going to be used for? Two, how much money do you need? And then three, figuring out who has that program. So again, Chisa mentioned that I love CDFIs, Community Development Financial Institutions. And the reason why is they have a little bit more leniency than banks or financial institutions. They do work around credit, character, and all of those other things that are barriers, right? But what they are able to do is smaller loans. So if you only need $5,000, then that's fine. A lot of times, especially financial institutions don't do smaller type of loans, but guess what, they will be able to do that. And so then they can go all the way up to like 200 or 300,000 depending on what you need. So you want to find the lender that is right for you. So now I'm not kind of dissing or saying don't ever go to banks and financial institutions, but
Mhm.
again, you got to know where to start, and then you got to know which avenue. So, in addition to banks and financial institutions, there are the CDFIs. There are some grant programs that cities and local governments do are far and few between and very specific. So,
Mhm.
again, you got to know. So, like, for example, I'm working with a program that is the city of Raleigh called Oak City Biz. That is a grant program. It goes up to from 10,000 to 30,000. But again, you have to be a brick and mortar business in the city of Raleigh. You have to definitely have a revenue decrease. So there are certain criteria that you have to meet in order to qualify for those programs. And
Mhm.
so it's not just, oh, there's a program for startup businesses. It may be very specific of what they want to do. Another program that I'm working with is the city and county of Durham have a Durham loan opportunity program. The max is $35,000. It is a loan, but guess what? 3% interest rate. 3%,
Oh,
y'all,
stop it.
over 10 years. So guess what? That's better than anything in the marketplace,
Let me get this
right?
calculator out, girl. Hold on. Three fifty what?
Right.
30,000. Okay.
Over 10-year period.
Over
And
10 years.
first year is interest only.
Stop playing. See, but this is the type of stuff that people don't know. And this is
Right.
the reason that they need to continually seek out information. And I am about trying to always find something else that can help people. So when
Yes.
people say, Infinity Bridges, what's the number one thing that they come to you for?
Training and counseling. So I consider myself as a funding strategist. And
Hmm.
so in doing that, I help you put a strategy together. So the counseling is a lot different than other counseling. And there's a lot of different, again, experts out here. but I'm the strategist. So if you're looking at how to figure out a strategy around to do something, I'm the person. And then trainings. I mean, I am the person to do whether it's accelerator programs, which hopefully we'll talk about that arts, Accel Arts
We are.
program, and other various training and accelerator type programs. I'm doing
Mhm.
those. So when you're thinking about Infinity Bridges, at the end of the day, you should think about entrepreneurship ecosystem building because that is what I'm all about at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, listen, we're just going to transition into that because, that's why I wanted to people to understand about relationships, but also what you do. And when you're building that, and I talked about the team portion and we brought that in, you and Calvin are working together. And so this new program
Yes.
that you have, and I'm so glad that this new program is coming up because
Yes.
I always meet creatives. Okay. And a lot of times creatives may not find things that are for them that will help them to fund their business or to help them grow. And I don't necessarily mean that there aren't programs out there, but sometimes there aren't programs that are designed specifically for creatives. And the program that
Yes.
you have coming up is for those people. And I want you guys to know, play around if you want to, because the deadline is this week. Okay, I'm gonna just tell y'all in advance before she even tells you about the program. You have until the 24th. So we wanted to put this hot off the presses so that this way you take your time to go ahead and apply and get your stuff together for this opportunity. But tell them about the Excel program.
Sure. So it's called Accel Arts, and I'm partnering with Triangle Artworks, which is a great statewide organization. So if you are a creative or anything in the art-based industry, this is the program for you. Also, think about it as there are a lot of nonprofit organizations and newly leaders that are in the art space, but just really don't know how to really grow their organization, not really familiar how to do all of the 501c3 stuff, how to really file for grants and grants applications for that organization. This is the
Mm-hmm.
program for you. It is a 12-week intensive accelerator program, and I'm so excited to have a co-facilitator. So I'm the program director for this, and my co-facilitator is Calvin.
Oh, hey
To
guys.
being the
Okay. We having a
oh,
slight little, okay, it just went out for a second when you said
okay.
Calvin. So go in that part.
All right, so yeah, so Calvin Patterson is my co-facilitator. He is based in Winston-Salem. He is the former on the board of the Winston-Salem Arts and Council, and he specializes in nonprofit organizations. He is going to be phenomenal, and this is a customizable. So this is not a cookie cutter kind of out of the box kind of thing. This is a customizable 12-week intensive program for those art based organizations. And I am so excited to be able to provide that for all of anybody in North Carolina. The other
Mm-hmm.
thing about this program that is really key is it is no cost to the participant. So there is a grant that came to the Triangle Artworks from the North Carolina Arts Council that
Mm-hmm.
really does help offset the cost for this services. So now let me just tell you, this is if each individual would pay for this is about a $5,000 per person course that
Mm-hmm.
you're going to get access to. And if
Mm-hmm.
you do not have your 501c3, we're also working to create a fiscal sponsorship program.
You better stop playing with these people. Okay, see, and I'm gonna tell you something. I know what it costs to start my nonprofit, right?
Okay.
It wasn't $2, right? Had a
Right.
perfect lawyer, a lawyer, beautiful, marvelous, had everything popping, wonderful, Dr. Catherine Ado. And so, I will always shout her out from the perspective of anybody that needs help with, starting their nonprofit. But if they're telling you that you don't have to spend any money, and you can then get to that 501c3. What that does is it puts you in another position because you can be a nonprofit and not be a 501c3. But there are certain
Yes.
things that are not eligible to you
Eligible.
if you do not have that. So them being able to offer that amazing abundance,
Yes.
the whole program is free. So that's crazy. Now, for everybody, I'm gonna just tell you right now. Soon as we get off of this, I'm about to put La-Tasha little face up on the
There you go.
Instagram. The post is ready. The post is ready
Yes.
on Instagram
Yes. Thank
with the link
you.
and everything. So that's what I was sitting here doing, right? I was like, okay, let me make sure we put this up while this is happening so people will know fresh off the press. But I think
Yes.
that's just a marvelous thing. And you being able to work with so many different people, not just in one city, but across the state, I think is also an important thing for expanding your business. Now, we do have a question that came in from our audience that says, do you
Sure.
need to be at a certain level in your business to use your service?
No, you don't have to be at a certain level because I mean, if you're just in the startup phase, but let me just tell you one thing clear about me.
Mhm,
And I have another person who is an igniter,
mhm.
and Chisa knows who she is.
Yes, I do.
So for me, you definitely need to know what you want to do. So I have another, like I said, someone else who, if you don't know, she is the igniter. She is the
Mhm,
person that will help you kind of find that out. That is not my area. I need you to know what you want to do, because
mhm.
once you know, then I can help you put the strategy to get it done. But if you don't know, then I would refer you to someone else. Her name is LaShawn Harley. So just
And we have had, look,
FYI.
we have had LaShawn on the show. So if you missed it, go back and watch the episode with LaShawn Harley and you will see what she's talking about.
Yeah, but she is the igniter. So she's the person that if you're like, I got all these skills, but I really don't know, or I'm not sure, or I'm kind of like in that transitional phase, she
Mhm.
will help you. So for me, you got to really be clear. Now,
Yeah.
once you're clear, then I can help you move forward. So I would say the stage that you need to be in is you really need to be clear about what you're doing. But if you're not, again, I have someone else that I would refer you to that can kind of, and again, I call her the igniter. I call her the chief igniter because I feel like that's her area of specialty, and that's what she would help you do.
Mhm.
Whereas that's not with me. I need you to be clear. Like when you get to me, I need you to really know. I mean, and there's nothing wrong, but that's just not my thing. They're like, oh, okay, I want to do this versus that. I need you to come be like, nope, I want to do this one thing, and then I can help you get that one thing going. But if you're still like not sure, um, so that's what level you really need to be at in order
Mhm.
to really work with me is you need to really be clear about what you're planning to do.
Yeah, and I think that people once they get to a certain stage of growth, sometimes they don't find those pieces in between, and that to me makes a big difference. And so, just FYI, she does so many great things, and one of the things that she does, if you said, "Well, listen, I want to come and I want to sit at your feet, Latasha, and I want to gain some of this knowledge and expertise," she is also a part of the E3 Durham.
Mhm.
And so, just real quick, tell them about that and when it is, because it's
Sure.
getting ready to come up again in April. And
Yep,
so
April
I know
5th.
you're going to be doing a session, which means that you can go and meet her for free. So tell them about E3 and then let them know about that new session you got coming up.
Sure. So E3 Derm is a federally funded program. So again, y'all see how your tax dollars at work? I just want you to know that. All right. So this is a federally funded program by the Small Business Administration. If you're in the city or county of Durham, or you're planning to do business in Durham, planning to do business in Durham,
Planning to do
wink,
business.
wink. So this is a program that offers three types of services. So once a month, every first Wednesday of the month. So April 5th, mark your calendar. It is our in-person networking where you get also a chance to meet with all of us who are part of, we call it the hub and spoke model. So you get a chance to meet with the hubs and spokes. So my company is one of the spokes. Also, you get a chance to, if you're wanting to do some one-on-one counseling with us, then we'll start scheduling, being able to do that. You'll have some sessions to be able to even do some 30-minute sessions with LaShawn Harley. So we talked about that as well. And then there's some trainings, as she mentioned, so you'll be able to participate in the workshops. We're also creating a digital workshop library. So if there's certain topics that you really want, you'll be able to do those as well. So again, it is a great program. It's going to run until about November of this year. So again, at no cost. So I like to say it's prepaid, because I figure like if you're paying into any federal taxes, and this is a federally funded program, you prepaid for it.
Yeah.
So why not take advantage of something that you've already prepaid? So let's
Mhm,
not say free. Let's just say you've prepaid it when you pay taxes.
mhm. Unless you're not paying taxes, and then we don't know about you. But
Yeah, I don't know nothing
somebody pays
about that.
taxes. But
I
somebody
don't
pays
know. Right.
taxes for you to be on
Right.
here. But no, I mean that's a great thing. And so I just wanted people to know when I said she does a lot of things, being able to be a strategist means that you can have your hands in a lot of pots. But if you notice, she's still doing the same thing. It's just focusing on different groups. And so a
Yep.
lot of times I think when we're in business, we want to do so many different things that aren't still aligned together. And La-Tasha is one of those people that pulls it all together for you. And so that's why I wanted you to definitely be able to meet her, understand what she does and how she can help you. Now, where can people find you online? Tell them.
All right, everything at infinitybridges.com as well as social media at Infinity Bridges. You can find all of the information. You can find the resources. We've just updated our website, or we continue to update. I shouldn't say we just, but we did update it and refresh it. And so it is really key that you go there. You can also sign up for any of the workshops. So I do workshops that are virtual as well as in person. So I love for you to be able to connect with me on any of those platforms.
Definitely. And what I'm going to do too, Latasha and I did we did a live stream and we did
Oh
that during the
yeah.
COVID time. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run that back so that this way you guys can see that as well, because I think that that was an important thing where we talked about more very specific issues.
We talked
Because
about that money.
yeah, that was a training as opposed to this is more of an interview. So I'm going to go ahead
Hmm.
and put that out again so that this way people you can go back and you can check that out. And let me just tell you this. So I'm just going to throw this out. I'm not going to give y'all too much information because, but we're going to be doing some more stuff together. There are some more great things. And like I said,
Yes.
she's good at things that I'm not good at. And I think that one thing I love about Latasha, look, when I say she will put you on, she will put you on. She will be like, so listen, you'll check your phone and she'll be like, well, such and such is going to call you because I told them about such and such. And I'll be like, girl, thank you. Now, me, I don't usually do the text message thing, but I will send you an email. I'll be like, listen, this is what you need to do. Here's the date, here's the time, here's the location. But either way, I think we just have this great flow of communication where it kind
Oh
of goes
yeah.
back and forth because something might not be for me, but it could be for you, right? And even if it's not for you as an individual, you might know somebody that it could be for. So when we share this information, I think it's a really important thing. And we've been talking for the last couple of years about doing
Hmm.
some more collaborative events. And so
Hmm.
I'm just going to tell her, I'm not even going to ask, okay? Because listen, God has put this spirit in me this year. Just tell people I need your help. And he said, reach out and it's going to work out. So just in
Yeah, don't suffer in silence. Come on.
listen,
We all got to eat. And I like to eat well. Okay. Y'all
yes,
don't understand this.
tell
We
them.
all have to eat.
Yes. Now
Okay.
she was on she did a class that everybody loved last year at the Black Biz Summit. If you
Hmm.
don't know, I'm just going to drop this for you. The next Black Biz Summit at Durham Tech. Okay, so we back to the Bull City, baby. Is
That's right.
going to be on August 25th. All right. So that's the last Friday in August. We want you in the building. We're going to do it even bigger than we did the last time. And we are looking for sponsors. So I'm not afraid to say who has the money. We would like some money to go along with this event. So anybody, if you're listening, go ahead and just send a message and go ahead and send a check, send a direct deposit. And I tell people if it folds and if it jingles, we'll take it. Yeah, all of those things. But I think that there's just so much magic that is happening. And to me, once this springtime gets here, March is always my real kickoff to the year. And you have been
Hmm.
instrumental in definitely helping my mindset to think bigger. And so I just want to thank you so much for that. Now, you can leave the people with like a final word or a final thought or a phrase that is going to inspire them to keep growing and glowing. What would that be?
All right. So I would say kind of what my motto really is. Entrepreneurship is the best way to build wealth. And I want everyone to not just have riches, right? Because that's just something that comes and goes, but I want you to have sustainable and long lasting wealth. So that's whether it's in knowledge, maybe it's in assets, but it's something that nobody else can take away. So again, I've learned this the hard way, but when you bet on yourself, you're going to always win. because what they say, the house always wins. So when you're
Yes.
betting on yourself, you're going to always win. So
Mhm.
that's what I would say. So if somebody's like, I don't know, I'm just telling you that when you're investing in yourself, and again, no matter what it is,
Mhm.
you're going to always win because
Mhm.
you're the house. So just
Yes.
remember that.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. That was a great way to end it. Like honestly, I want to thank everybody that was watching live today. So we've definitely had some great comments come through here. I see we got a person that I know is in Texas. We got Raleigh in the building with the right village
Yes.
out here. I mean, so we got some people that are watching. And if you're going to watch on the replay, you can still leave comments. Don't forget. And then we'll go ahead and we're going to put that video out again that La-Tasha and I did, just so that this way you can get some more insight because we always want to educate. So La-Tasha, thank you so much for
Thank
being.
you.
Thank you for just allowing people to understand what you do. And I will be putting out the content so that this way they know about all the programs that are coming up. And for everybody else, make sure that you always show up and show out and continue to give it to the people. Bye, guys.
Have a good one.